It's the middle of the night. Your body is exhausted, begging for rest. But your mind is in an emergency meeting that seems to never end. You desperately search for the off button, but it seems broken. Stop looking for the button. The problem was never with it. The problem is the lack of a single piece, a mineral that your successful routine is stealing from you, leaving you without the natural breaks for your own anxiety. You close your laptop after another 12-hour day, but your mind refuses to switch off. You lie in bed, exhausted, but sleep won't come. You feel electric, anxious, and the cycle repeats. You've tried everything: meditation, teas, maybe even a pill you swore you wouldn't get into the habit of taking. But nothing seems to silence the internal engine that sabotages your entire night. I know this prison intimately. I lived in it. I believed my inability to relax was the unavoidable price of success, until my body collapsed, and I discovered the truth in a blood test. I was in a severe state of deficiency of a mineral that my own high-performance routine was stealing from me. And the truth is this: your racing mind and your insomnia are not a stress management problem. They are a symptom of biochemical bankruptcy, and the raw material you lack for calm is magnesium. I am the sovereign of vitality, and today I will give you the protocol to use this mineral as the tool of power that it is. I will show you the right types of magnesium to silence your mind, the foods that are your allies, and the rituals that transform your sleep into an elite recovery event. Prepare to finally install the off button in your brain. You lie in bed, but sleep doesn't come. You feel, at the same time, exhausted and electric. So you reach for your relaxation tools: a glass of wine, an hour of infinite scrolling on social media, maybe even a sleeping pill you promised yourself wouldn't become a habit. You believe you need more discipline to relax, but the truth is the exact opposite. Your exhaustion doesn't come from a mind that won't stop, but from a body that has lost the raw material for peace. And this lost raw material is not a pharmaceutical drug or an exotic compound. It is one of the most fundamental minerals in your body: magnesium. But forget the magnesium your grandmother took for cramps. I'm talking about magnesium as a tool of command. The minister of peace of your bodily empire. The silent conductor who orchestrates your calm, your focus, and your recovery. In my former life, I believed my anxiety and insomnia were the price of success. Doctors offered me antidepressants and sleeping pills, treating the symptoms and ignoring the cause. It was only at the bottom of my burnout that I, in my own desperate research, discovered the brutal connection. The life of a high-performance woman is a magnesium-burning machine. Think of your nervous system as a race car. Your stress, your ambition, your perfectionism, all of this is the accelerator, constantly pressed to the max. Magnesium, my dear, is the braking system. And what happens when you drive a Formula One car without brakes? You don't go far. You are not anxious. You are biochemically without brakes. Cortisol, the stress hormone you produce in abundance to win your daily battles, requires magnesium to be regulated. Every tense meeting, every tight deadline, every high-pressure decision is a withdrawal from your magnesium bank account. And you, most likely, have never made a deposit to replenish what was spent. You then enter a vicious and dangerous cycle. A lack of magnesium worsens your ability to handle stress and impairs your sleep. The lack of sleep and the excess stress of the next day burn even more magnesium. It's a downward spiral that leaves you exhausted, irritable, and feeling like a fraud in control of your own mind. Understanding this is the first step to liberation. You don't need more discipline to calm down. You need the right biochemical tools. And strategically replenishing magnesium is not just about taking a supplement. It's reinstalling your body's braking system. It's giving yourself the biochemical permission to finally pause. But in a sovereign's empire, power isn't in the tool, but in the precision with which it's used. It's not about running to the pharmacy and grabbing the first bottle you see on the shelf. There are different types of magnesium, each acting like a key to a different door in your palace. Which one is the master key for your racing mind? That is our next decree. You understand that you need to reinstall the brakes on your system, and the tool for that is magnesium. The mistake that 99% of women make, however, is to believe that all magnesium is the same. They walk into the pharmacy, grab the first bottle with the most attractive price, and wait for a miracle that never comes. To say that magnesium is like saying a car is a car. But you, as a strategist, Know there is a world of difference between a common car and a Formula One car. One gets you from point A to B. The other allows you to operate at an elite level of performance. With magnesium, the logic is the same. To govern your empire, you need to understand that the different types of magnesium are like different ministers in your internal government, each with a portfolio and a specialty. Hiring the wrong minister for the wrong job creates chaos, not results. That is why you need to know the main three. First, we have magnesium glycinate, your minister of sleep and calm. Its specialty is crossing the barrier that protects your brain and calming the nervous system. He is the minister you call at the end of a chaotic day to silence the mind, relax the muscles, and prepare you for a deep, restorative sleep. Then, there is magnesium malate, your minister of energy. It acts directly on your mitochondria, the power plants of your cells. This is a minister for the daytime, to combat fatigue and muscle exhaustion. Taking it at night would be like asking your energy minister to work overtime on the night shift, a terrible management strategy. And finally, magnesium L-threonate, your minister of focus and memory. This is your elite force, the minister who has a special credential to access the noblest areas of your brain, aiding in cognition and mental clarity. He is a powerful ally for the intellectual performance of your empire. The common mistake is to use the wrong minister for the wrong crisis. It's taking a magnesium that gives you energy before bed and then complaining of insomnia. Or even worse, buying the cheapest and most common magnesium, magnesium oxide, a minister of bureaucracy that is poorly absorbed by your body and most of the time only causes you intestinal problems. I saw this happen with a client, an architect who suffered from a mind that wouldn't stop at night. She had been taking a generic magnesium complex for months with no results. I instructed her to switch to a pure dose of magnesium glycinate before bed. In a week, she sent me a message. Sovereign, I don't know what magic is, but I think this is it. For you, the high-performance woman whose main battle is against stress, anxiety, and insomnia, the decree is clear. Start with the Minister of Calm. Magnesium glycinate is your gateway. It is your first practical tool to start paying off your stress debt and reinstalling peace in your system. Magnesium gives you the biochemical foundation for calm, the mental space to breathe. But to disarm the habits and thought patterns that chronic stress has built in your mind, I'm talking about that impulse to grab your phone in bed at 11 o'clock at night, to just take one more look at your emails, ensuring your mind enters battle mode even before trying to rest. I'm talking about that thought pattern that, after any small mistake, repeats in an infinite loop. I'm not good enough. I should have done better. Your first tool to break these patterns is the decree of recognition. Today, at the end of your day, before your mind starts presenting you with a report of everything that went wrong, force yourself to do one single thing. List out loud 3 battles you won. I led that difficult meeting. I finished that complex report. I handled my client's crisis. You need to recognize your victories before your mind convinces you that you only had defeats. This small decree begins to change your brain's chemistry. But to uninstall the self-criticism programs that have been running for years and install a new operating system of self-confidence, there are even more powerful strategies. The bill for stress comes every day, and the question is not if you will pay it, but with what interest. For the sovereigns who in the race for their vitality don't wait for the final lap to use their best strategy and secure victory, and who want the complete map now, I detail these mental reprogramming strategies in my guide, The End of Self-Sabotage. The link is in the first pinned comment. Now that you know how to choose the right minister for your internal government, a sovereign's next decree is to understand that supplementation is a reinforcement strategy, not the foundation of your empire. The true basis of your calm comes from what you put on your plate. The supplement is your elite force. Food is your main army. You need to start seeing certain foods not just as healthy, but as strategic deposits into your magnesium bank account. These are the royal foods of calm, and your job as a ruler is to ensure they are abundant in your kingdom. Think of dark leafy greens like spinach and kale. They are not just salad. They are the infantry of your army of peace, rich in magnesium and chlorophyll, which help to oxygenate and calm your system. Think of nuts and seeds like almonds and pumpkin seeds. They are your concentrated power pills. Avocado is not a passing trend. It is the wisest counselor in your kingdom, sending signals of satiety and safety to your brain. And yes, dark chocolate, 85% cacao or more. It is not a treat, it is a ritual of power, one of the richest and most pleasurable sources of magnesium that exists. Your practical decree for tomorrow is simple. Add a handful of spinach to your eggs, or swap your afternoon snack for a handful of almonds and 2 squares of dark chocolate. These are small upgrades with an exponential return on your peace of mind. But it's not enough to just make deposits. An astute sovereign also protects her wealth by identifying the thieves of peace that empty her bank account every day without her noticing. You can't expect to fill a bathtub with the drain open. Public enemy number 1 is refined sugar. Every time you eat a processed sweet, you force your kidneys to excrete magnesium, literally flushing your wealth down the drain. Next in line are excess caffeine and alcohol. That 4th cup of coffee or that glass of wine to relax are biochemically robbing you of the very mineral you need most to truly relax. I had a client who ate all the right foods: salmon, avocado, seeds, but she drank 5 cups of coffee a day and relaxed with 2 glasses of wine every night. She couldn't understand why she remained anxious and slept poorly. Her thieves were faster than her deposits. When she cut her coffee in half and swapped wine for chamomile tea most nights, the transformation was remarkable. The magnesium she consumed finally had a chance to accumulate and do its job. She disarmed the thieves. Sovereignty is not about never having a coffee again. It is about understanding the biochemical cost of each choice and governing with awareness, not with blind deprivation. It's about managing your magnesium account balance with the intelligence of a CFO, ensuring you always end the day with a surplus of calm, not a deficit. Now you know which foods are your allies and which are the thieves of your peace. You have become the manager of your magnesium wealth. The final question of a strategist is, what is the best timing for your investments? How do you allocate your resources to ensure the maximum return on your calm and your sleep? The success of your tomorrow is decided tonight. That is why the last decree of this guide is the Sovereign Twilight Protocol. It is your sequence of actions to ensure you not only sleep, but that your sleep is a deep recovery event, restoring your reserves of energy and peace for the next day. The first action of the protocol begins with your last meal. It should be rich in the royal foods of calm we discussed, a good portion of greens, quality protein, and most importantly, it should be low in the thieves of peace. Sugar and alcohol at night are the biggest saboteurs of your restorative sleep. The second action is the timing of your minister of calm. Take your magnesium glycinate supplement 30 to 60 minutes before bed, but don't just swallow it hastily like a pill. Treat this act as the beginning of your shutdown ritual. It is the biochemical signal you send to your body that the day's battles are over. Immediately after taking your magnesium, the next step of the protocol is to decree the digital sunset. Turn off the screens that emit blue light, the phone, the TV, the laptop. This light is a signal of alert and day to your brain, a direct enemy of the production of melatonin, the hormone that governs sleep. I used to work in bed until the last minute, answering emails and then take a supplement expecting a miracle. It didn't work. The magic only happened when I created a 30-minute sanctuary before bed. I took my magnesium, picked up a physical book, and shut out the world. I wasn't just taking a mineral, I was commanding my brain to slow down. This is an act of power that most people will never afford themselves. If you are ready to treat your recovery with the same seriousness you treat your career, decree your intention in the comments with the phrase, "My peace is non-negotiable." I want to see who the sovereigns are that are ready to claim their nights. A sovereign's mindset is to see sleep not as a passive state, but as an active recovery project that you manage with intention. Your sleep is the most important meeting of your day. It is the meeting you have with your own restoration. It is non-negotiable. The goal here is not just to sleep more. It is to wake up feeling truly recovered. It is to awaken with a clear mind, a calm nervous system, and a body ready to operate at its highest level of performance, instead of starting the day already in survival mode. With this protocol, you combine the wisdom of supplementation with the intelligence of rituals. You create an internal and external environment that not only invites sleep, but makes it inevitable and deeply restorative. You are no longer a victim of your racing mind or your insomnia. You have become the architect of your own peace, the commander of your recovery. And so, the decree is made. You now understand why you felt like a race car without brakes. Your exhaustion and your racing mind were not a sign of weakness, but the predictable result of a magnesium bank account in deficit. Now you have the map to recruit the right ministers, make deposits with the royal foods of calm, and protect your wealth from the thieves of peace. The true power pause doesn't come from forcing your mind to be quiet. It comes from giving your body the raw material it needs to finally silence the mental noise. It's about trading brute force for biochemical wisdom, understanding that for a Formula One car, the brakes are as important as the accelerator. The ultimate goal is not just to take a supplement, it is the power to close your laptop at the end of the day and feel your mind truly shut down. It's the tranquility of laying your head on the pillow and, instead of finding silence, not having your mind working, replaying the meeting that already happened, planning the next days, and rehearsing the answer to that email. The decree is made. If you have decided to stop being a hostage to your own exhaustion and become the architect of your recovery, then your journey begins now. Subscribing to this channel is your public declaration that your rest is, in fact, non-negotiable. Subscribe and activate notifications because reinstalling your biochemical brakes is the first step. In our next decree, we will attack anxiety at its source, a place you never imagined, your gut. The topic is, your anxiety starts in your gut. 3 calm foods to silence the crisis. Your empire needs this intelligence.